Guys, welcome to the Get Started, Get Clients Masterclass. I am thrilled to be here. Just before we start, I just want to get myself settled a little bit. There's just like a few things that I do before I do a live stream or a masterclass. So first of all, I'm just going to put this right here. Hi, Paige. Welcome. I'm going to pull up my notes just to make sure that we're going through the proper things. And we'll get started. Just give me 1 second. If you're here, drop me an emoji, say hi, let me know where you're from. If you've never seen me or heard of me before, hello, my name is Iuliano. I am a business and confidence coach for coaches. I help coaches get confident, get clients, and build businesses that give them freedom and flexibility and the income that they deserve, while they also do amazing things in the world and help other people get better. Like, I am obsessed with the coaching industry. I think really good coaches can make really, really amazing things in this world happen. And it's just really sad because some coaches are just really good at what they do, like health coaches, career coaches, relationship coaches. Like, you guys have the passion and the knowledge and the experience to help people get better. But business can be a little complicated, especially in the online space, right? Like, it can be a little overwhelming. There's so much information. You don't know how to start. So I am super passionate about helping you guys build the foundations that you need to grow your businesses. So hi, Paige. Thank you for saying hi. Hi, Stephanie. Hi, Caitlin. Thank you, ladies, for joining me. And what are we doing? We're just pulling up the slides so we can get started. Okay, cool. I'm going to dive right in. I'm going to try to keep this short and concise, but pretty much what we're going to be talking about today is how to get started as a coach and how to start getting clients, okay? We're going to have a lot of fun. Something I want to say is I will answer all of your questions as I go through the training. Anything that comes up for you, pop the question in the comment section. The only thing I ask is, like, tell me what the question relates to, because sometimes people are like, how do you do that? And then I go back at the end of the training and I'm like, how do you do that? What, right? Like, I've talked about so many things. So let me know, like, how do you do this? Or like, what is your experience with that? Or like, what suggestions do you have for this? So like, be specific on your questions. So at the end of the training, oh my goodness, I'm getting so many Facebook notifications. So at the end of the training, I can actually go back and answer all of them. I'll either do it live or I'll just comment, depending on how long this takes. Alrighty. Okay, so I'm gonna do a brief, like a little introduction again. Like I said, I'm a business and confidence coach. I work with women all over the world to help them hit amazing goals in their business. I've helped women create 20K months in 5 months. I've helped clients create 11K in their second month. I've helped clients book clients after years of trying to book clients on their own, host their own paid speaking engagements, get asked for to do public speaking, just incredible things. Like, my clients are unicorns. I absolutely adore working with them. One of the things that sets me apart as a business coach is there's 3 things that I incorporate into my business, which is strategy, confidence, and intuition. So we're going to talk a lot about those 3 today. Strategy, what are the steps that we need to take? You know, what are the things that we need to be doing in our business to generate the results that we want? What do we have to implement? What's the plan? What's the roadmap? That's that strategy piece. But as we all know, that's not enough most of the time, right? Because I can probably guess that a lot of you know some strategy, right? Like, you probably have read a blog, or you probably have seen a video or taken a course or something, and you know some of the strategy, but there's that confidence piece of like, there's fears, there's doubts, there's insecurities, there's that feeling that you're not enough, there's that feeling that you're not ready, there's that feeling that no one will buy what you have to offer, there's that overwhelming feeling that you don't know exactly what to focus on, right? So like strategy without confidence is nothing, and confidence without strategy is nothing. And then that third piece that I incorporate as a business coach is intuition. I'm really into helping my clients and my following and my community trust themselves again, trust their inner compass to guide them to the right things in business, because there is not one way to build a profitable business. All of my clients do different things. They're on different platforms. They have different programs. They're different coaches. They have different service-based businesses. There are so many ways to do this, guys. So a big piece of generating success is being able to trust yourself along the way, to hear that inner compass again, which is so easily diminished in the online world, because we have people all over the place like, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do this, you have to do that. So you are left like, I don't know anything. All of these people are telling me what I should be doing, and I don't know anything. And my job is to like bring you back to like, you know what your next step is. We just need to strategize around it and build the confidence again and trust your intuition again. So, oh my goodness, so many people joining us. Hi, Diana. How do I say your name? Beatty? Is that how I say your name? Hi, Beatty. Hi, Marina. Welcome, ladies. Cool. A few personal things about me. If you've never met me before, I am South American and I speak really, really, really fast. So if I'm speaking too fast, I will not take offense to it. Just be like, can you slow down, girl? Slow down, sister. You're going way too fast, and just let me know and I'll take a deep breath and I'll go a little bit slower for you. Sometimes that's really helpful because we can do trainings really quick, but also sometimes it's like too much. So just let me know. I am a nature lover. I love hula hooping. I can pretty much live at the beach. I am a mermaid. I love animals. I volunteer at the Humane Society. I absolutely love dogs. I touch all kinds of like exotic animals. So that's just me as a human being. I feel like so many times we intertwine business with who we are, and like we forget who we actually are. So I always like to add like a little spice of like me. But that's it about me, I promise you. Let's go on to you and what you need to do to grow your business. So if you're here, tell me in the comment section, how many clients do you want to get for your business next month? I say next month because May is almost over, but like how many clients do you want to book in your business next month? Okay, because this training is all about getting started and getting clients. So stating your goals out loud, letting people know that you actually have a goal is the first step, right? Like knowing where you're going so that you can get there. So let me know how many clients you want to book in the comment section, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about those numbers soon. So another thing I want to tell you guys, if you share this video, you can share it to your personal page, to your group, to your business page, wherever. If you just click on that share button after I'm done, because you have to wait for the training to be done. If you click on share after the training is done, once I make it public, you will be entered for a chance to win a one-on-one coaching session with me where we can go in all in your business, where you're at, what you need, and just so that I can support you. And with that said, let me tell you what we're going to be covering today. So we're going to talk about how to boost your confidence as a coach so that you're manifesting results 24/7, okay? We're going to talk about simple strategies that you need to have in place to grow your coaching business and make the income you deserve. And at the very end, I'm going to get super real, super honest, and I'm going to tell you the most important thing that most business coaches are not telling you because they're afraid to be honest with you and be real, okay? So at the very end, it's like super raw, super vulnerable, like the deepest advice I'm going to give you in this whole training. So let's start with boosting our confidence, shall we? So hi, Amanda, welcome. Okay, so 4 clients, Paige says 5 clients, Diana says I want 1 special client. I love that. That will be the root for a new apple tree, and I would love 5 clients for my retreat. I love that. An apple tree is like I always say, once you have your business foundations and once you have like your business growing, there's one apple that comes, another apple that always have more, as long as you keep nurturing the tree and as long as you keep fertilizing and giving time and attention and energy. So that's what she means by apple tree. Okay, so what is the first thing that we need to get started as coaches? Does anyone know? I think most people think, based on like gurus and Facebook advertisements and blog posts and things that they see, it's like, I need to grow an email list, or I need to do webinars, or I need to do this, or I need to do that, or I need to create a program, or I need to have a beta test. Like, there's so many things that we think we need, but really the number one thing that we need is to believe in ourselves, our business, and our vision. Before we even talk about strategy, steps, what to do, what to implement, we need to believe in what we have to offer. If we don't believe in what we have to offer, if we don't believe in our dreams, other people will not believe either. So you can implement whatever strategy you're taught, you can follow whatever blog you read, you can do whatever you want. But if you don't believe in what you have to offer, it's going to be really hard for you to move the needle forward. Okay, the first step is to really work on believing. Does believing in yourself and your business mean that you will never have a doubt or a fear in your life? Absolutely not. You will encounter fears and doubts all the time. The thing is that when they come up, you still believe, right? Like, you still have that faith in yourself and that faith in the process and that faith that no matter what, you will make this happen. That is the number one thing that we need to get started. So your thoughts, your faith, your trust, your belief, that will determine how fast and how quickly your business grows, okay? Think about it. I can sit here, which I am going to sit here, and I'm going to tell you everything you need to do in order to grow your business, right? But if you're not working on that inner piece, you may shut off your computer and be like, okay, but am I good enough? Okay, but will someone buy this? Okay, but my community is not big enough. Okay, but my English is not that well, right? Like, that's something I told myself for such a long time. Like, I have an accent, or I'm not young enough, or I'm not old enough, or I don't have enough money. Like, all these things are going to come up, and then you're going to be stuck, right? So like, constantly working in ourselves is so important. You may or may not have heard this before, but it is the truth. If you've never heard it before, this is going to change your life. And if you've heard this before, it is the truth. That's why it is the truth. That's why you keep hearing it. So, okay. How do we boost our confidence? This is so hard at first, right? Right. Like, if you're just getting started, even if you've been at it for a little bit, like, boosting your confidence can feel so hard. And it is. It's constant work, it's constant effort, but it is so possible and so worth it. And here's what I have to say about this. The number one way to boost your confidence is to take action. Okay? So if you're afraid of sales calls, the number one way to be confident around sales calls is by having sales calls. And it is such a hard thing to do, because we think, like, our human brains are like, don't worry, when I get confident, I will create content. When I get confident, I will promote my service. When I get confident, I will do this, right? So we just sit there and wait until we feel confident. We wait and wait and wait and wait and wait, and we just don't get confident, right? Like, we can do all the journaling in the world. We can do all the mindset work in the world. We can have all the coaching sessions in the world. But if you're not taking action alongside that inner work, your confidence is not going to grow. The way to grow your confidence is by actually taking action. You can ask any of my clients. So many of them are afraid of so many things, and they feel like they cannot do so many things. And we work through it, and we work through it, and we work through it. But it's not until they actually do it over and over again that it becomes second nature. Your goal in business is to make so many things become like brushing your teeth, right? Like content eventually is going to be easy. You're just going to sit down and write your content. Hosting client calls eventually is going to be easy, right? But like the only way to make things second nature like that is by actually taking action. So if you're not taking action, let me just make sure that I'm following the comments. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Amanda. I said hi already. 5 clients to coach for now. Eventually, I'd like to have 10 at once, but stay consistently at that number. Beautiful. Honestly, guys, think about this for a second. We are in an industry where we don't need that many clients. Like 5 to 10 clients at a time eventually can get us to 5-figure months easily. And as a matter of fact, personally, I only take max 8 clients. Just because I'm like a business partner for them, I'm always checking their work, we're always communicating, like I'm really into my client's business, so I cannot take more than that. But you don't, like, sometimes when I do this training, I hear people say like, I want 30 clients, I want 50 clients, and it's like, no, we don't need that many one-on-one clients. You may want like more volume for your group programs or your courses or whatever, but one-on-one coaching, you don't need that much. So 5 to 10 is a beautiful number. Hi, Renee. And then, is Zoom a good tool for single and group coaching? Yes, it is. And I will go back to this question and expand on it afterwards, okay? Hi, Lucy, and hi, Yvonne. Welcome, ladies. Okay, so if you're showing up in your business and you're not seeing results, there's 2 things that could be happening. 1, your confidence and mindset are not there. Or 2, you're not showing up and doing the right strategic things. So just think about this for a second. If you feel like you're doing, and you're not seeing any results, you're probably doing the wrong thing, or you're probably not behind yourself. Like you don't believe in yourself and your potential for success. Those are the 2 reasons why you may not be seeing those results. If you're not even showing up in your business, like at all, if you're like, Bart, I do absolutely nothing in my business, there is confidence and mindset work that we need to do, because there is something there that's blocking you. You are either afraid of failing, or you may be afraid of succeeding, or you may be afraid that if you get really big, someone's going to bully you, or you maybe are not comfortable with charging the amount of money that you're charging, or you maybe are not clear on what you even offer, or you maybe don't even know what to do, right? Like there is something here that's stopping you from showing up. Okay. A lot of times when we're like paralyzed and not taking action in our business, we think like, I just need to get this course, and I just need to get this training, and I need to get more education, and I need to learn more. But really, we just need to move through whatever stuff is in here that's keeping us blocked. Okay. So that leads us to my next thing, which is like, you're probably like, okay, Barbs, awesome. But how do I take action? Like I'm stuck. I'm scared. I don't know how to do it, blah, 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 blah. There's so many things I could say here, but I'm just going to give you one simple tool that if you actually do it, will teach you how to take action all the time, okay? I actually even use this tool when I'm feeling a little over anxious in my business. I use this tool when I don't want to get up in the morning. I use this tool when I'm doing something new and I don't know how to do it. And it's so simple. Some of you are going to be like, that's it. That's all I have to do. And to an extent, yes, right? Like there could be more in there, but to an extent, if you just do this, you will start taking action, right? So let's say you wake up one day and you know for a fact that something that you need to do is do a live stream. You need to go into your group or into another group or into your own into your own Facebook page or into Instagram, whatever, and you need to do a live stream and you're just like not in it. You're like, I don't want to do it. I am scared. What will people think of me? You're saying all the things and all the stories, and you're just so resistant to it, okay? If you get into the habit of implementing this one tool, you will execute so much in your business, and things will become so much easier. So I don't know if you guys have read The 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins, but it is the most basic book, the most basic idea. This lady has become a millionaire from selling the most basic idea in the world. But the whole thing is, when we think of something that we want to do, we're like super excited at first. We're like, oh my God, yeah, I'm going to get up and I'm going to do my live streaming and I'm so excited and I have this idea. And then within seconds, our minds, to protect us, start telling us why we shouldn't do it. Well, you shouldn't do it because people will not show up. You shouldn't do it because you're not good in front of the camera. You shouldn't do it because you don't look good. You shouldn't do it because it's not going to work. You shouldn't do it because you're going to fail. And boom, that's it. We no longer want to take action. But the 5-second rule, it's like as soon as you get the idea, do not give your mind enough time to think. Literally go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, turn on the camera and get on the live stream. Obviously, with the situation, you may want to think about what to do for your live stream, even the night before or whatever. But this works for anything. Let's say you have to write a piece of content and you're like, I have writer's block. I don't know what to do. You're just laying around your bed, watching Friends, whatever, Game of Thrones, whatever you're into, and you just don't want to do what you need to do. Do not give your mind enough time to think from idea to action. Go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get up and do it. And then this creates a habit for yourself and for your business that every time that you don't feel like doing something, you get yourself to do it, and it becomes easier and easier and easier. And that's how most tasks in your business will feel like you're brushing your teeth. You just get up and do it, right? Like, you don't, if you wake up in the morning, you're not like, I don't want to brush my teeth. Like, maybe when I was like 8, I would think that, but now it's like I've done it so many times that it's like I just brush my teeth. Let's see, what do we have here? Hi, Angelica, welcome. Renee, is it Renee or Renee? Let me know if I'm saying your name wrong, guys. She says, that's me. I haven't showed up at all. Beautiful. So that's amazing that you know that and that you're aware of that, because that probably means that there's things that you're telling yourself that are stopping you, right? Like I can probably put some money on it that you have some type of fear, some type of doubt, some type of insecurity that's keeping you from showing up at all, okay? All right, so let's get to the strategy, okay? So we know we have to be behind our services. We know we need to build our confidence. We know that we need to build our self-trust. We know that we need to start taking action to build our confidence. We know that we can use the 5-second rule to start taking action. So now what do we do, Barbs? Tell us what to do, please. I'm going to give you a few steps, okay? And some of you may have already heard some of them. Some of you may not have heard any of them, but I'm going to keep it as basic and as simple as possible. My clients always tell me, you are so good at making complicated things simple. Because the online world is so overcomplicated sometimes. And we don't need that. We don't need to overcomplicate things, not right now, okay? I think so many times we want to be like 10 steps ahead and we start overcomplicating things just as a way to sabotage ourselves, right? Like maybe you want to start doing Facebook ads when you don't even know what you sell, or maybe you want to start to host a summit when you haven't even created a freebie. You know, like we don't want to overcomplicate it. We want to keep it simple. My motto is, the less I work, the more I make. So that's kind of like how I teach, right? Like, work less, make more, keep it simple. Will there be times in your business where you're going to move through a little bit more of like a complicated stage? You're going to be learning new things and it's going to be a little bit difficult. Yes, right? But that goes with growing and scaling. We don't have to start off. Starting out already is complicated on its own. So let's just keep it as simple as possible. So strategy, or step number 1, guys, we must be clear. And I'm not really into ideal client exercises where you're like, my ideal client is a woman who wakes up and sips margaritas on the beaches of Norway. I don't even know if there are beaches in Norway, but I assume there are. And she loves the color red, and this is how much she makes, and she has a loving relationship. And like, you literally have to know everything about your ideal client. That is so restricting, and that is so like impossible to do, because does this person even exist? Right? Like this ideal client exercises, if you've ever done any of them, are so detailed that sometimes we feel like we're making up a person that we don't even know if they exist, right? So a lot of times our ideal clients is us a little bit before. So if you're a health coach who has lost weight, maybe your ideal client is someone who's looking to lose weight. If you're a relationship coach who has gotten really good at communication, maybe your ideal client is someone who has a partner and they want to communicate better. So most of the time, I'm not saying all the time, but most of the time, our ideal clients are us a little bit farther behind. Also, the only thing that we really want to know about our ideal client is, what do they struggle with? What problems do they have? What desires do they have? What goals are important for them to achieve that they would actually pay for support? And that's it. And like a little bit of who they are, right? Like maybe like, are they moms? Are they coaches? Are they young, old, like whatever like demographic, sociographic things help you, but only a few of those, right? Like you don't need to have them all. You don't need to say like, she's a mom and she makes this and she works at that. And you know, it's just like, if you want to work with moms, you want to work with moms. If you want to work with coaches, you want to work with coaches. But here's what I have to say about that. You may not have the answer at first. A lot of you are getting started in your business right now. So like if someone asks you to have an ideal client, how the heck are you supposed to know who you want to work with, right? Like you haven't worked with anyone. Unless you have experience in something or unless you're passionate about a specific ideal client, you will not know. So don't put so much pressure on yourself to niche down right away. You know, niching down is amazing sometimes it's not, but don't put that pressure on yourself where you have to like pick a specific ideal client when you're just starting out. When you're just starting out, we're more like playing, exploring, working with different types of people and seeing who they are. And I give you total permission to do that. I give you total permission to not pick right away. I think most coaches would go crazy on me right now and they would be like, no, you need to niche down right now. And I'm like the complete opposite. Like you don't need to niche down at the beginning if you don't know how to niche down, right? Like, because then you're going to be stuck in the clarity piece forever, because you're going to try to get clear about something that you will never get clear on if you don't work with them. So that's the thing. That's the first thing that I need you to get clear on, who you serve. Then I need you to get clear on like how you serve them, right? Like what problem are you solving for them? What solution do you have for them? What are they struggling with that you can help them with as a service-based entrepreneur, as a coach? Like, what is that thing? Because that is the thing that's going to build your business up. If you don't have something that help other people with something that's important to them, then your business is not going to grow. So think about those things, right? Like who are you helping? How are you helping them? Super simple stuff. What are their dreams? Like what solutions are they constantly seeking? Like I have clients who are financial advisors, right? Like, so some of their clients are struggling with living paycheck to paycheck or like having to like refinance things, you know, like those are their struggles. And them as financial advisors, they have a solution for that, right? Like they have a program that helps them get back on track, or they work with banks to help them like refinance their things or whatever. So you need to find like what is that thing that your client really, really wants that you will solve for them. So let me just scroll down. Angelica says, thank you, Barb. You're so welcome. And she says, I use the 5-second rule. Oh, it is amazing. Just give it a try. If you don't like it, that's okay. There's other things that you could do, but at least give it a try if you've never tried it. Diana says they are, but it's cold. Oh, the beaches in Norway. And that was very liberating for me and unstuck me. Okay, yeah, so the not having to niche down right away. And that was a beautiful thing because it allowed you to book so many clients. The fact that you didn't put that pressure on yourself and you weren't stuck there, and you were just allowed to play and explore in your business, and it helped you grow. So that's kind of like the same thing that will happen for most people when you give yourself permission. You guys can do a little bit of market research here to get clear. You can check out your competitors and do a little bit of competitive analysis. You can check out comments in other people's blogs, or my favorite way of doing market research ever, get on calls with people. Get on calls with people, guys. Like if you are still not exactly clear as to like what your business is, get on calls with your potential ideal clients, you know, and ask them questions, right? Like, what are you struggling with? What do you need? Like, it is so amazing how much information you will get from actually connecting to people. I just did market research for a program that I'm launching next year, and it was just amazing to get into my ideal client's mind. And at the same time, you're also building a relationship with them. They're getting to know you. You know, they know your personality, your energy. So like, there's really nothing that can come from it. You're also getting experience with getting on the phone, which is a strategy that I'm going to talk about really soon. So yeah, don't be afraid to get on calls and just explore your waters a little more. So we're going to go to step number 2. So now we have clarity. The next thing that you need to grow your business, and this may sound super dumb, but you need a program. You need something to sell. You would be surprised about how many clients come to me and they don't have anything to sell. They're like, I want to grow my business. I want to get clients. I want to make money. And I'm like, okay, cool. So like, what are you selling? And they're like, well, nothing really. I've just been focusing on getting online. And I'm like, awesome. So how are we going to generate revenue if we don't have anything to sell? So that's why the clarity piece goes first, because now that you know, you can create a program based on what your clients need, what your clients want, and things like that. Most people start with one-on-one coaching and then they go into group coaching or courses, but I've had many clients start opposite, right? Like some clients are like, we don't like one-on-one, and they start with courses or whatever. Like, it really depends on your lifestyle. It depends on how much time you have to offer. It depends on what your clients want. And most importantly, whatever program you create, make sure that you create it from a place of like, what is the best container for me to help my clients generate transformation? So my one-on-one coaching program is specifically designed to be 6 months. I don't have anything less. I don't have anything more. The only thing that I have less is a 6-week program that I take only 3 people in once a year. And that's just like, I only do it like as an accelerator. I only take 3 people, and most of them actually end up working with me longer. But it's specifically designed that way because I want my clients to get from point A to point B, from like having no business, being confused, whatever, to like having the foundations, having a replicable sales process, having clients, making money, hitting their income goals. And if I do anything less than that, that container is not going to help them get those results. So I want you to think about, based on the solutions that you're solving for your clients, what container will work best for them. Okay, so clarity, a program, product, or service. Next thing, we need a scheduling system. Kaboom. Like, this is the first investment that I need you to make in your business. I use Acuity. I will post my affiliate link later on if you guys want to try it out for a little bit. But this is the first, and there are free options there too. You don't have to pay for Acuity, but you need, if you're growing an online coaching business where you're going to be working with international clients, from people from all over the world, the more that you make your clients work for you, the less that they're going to work with you. Okay. So if you have a journal right now and a pen, write this down. The more that you make your clients work for you, the less that they're going to work with you. Okay. Why? Because if you don't have a scheduling system and you make a connection with someone who's interested in your services, guess what's going to happen if you don't have that scheduling system? You're going to be like, what time zone are you in? Then you're going to have to go online, figure out the time zones, making sure that you have a spot at your time and that she has a spot at her time. It's just so freaking annoying to book sales calls, discovery calls, consultation calls, even coaching calls without a scheduling system. So before we even move into marketing or the next strategy, I need you guys to know that if you're going to make any investment in your business, start with a scheduling system. End of story. I love Acuity. Like, I am an Acuity fan. It has everything. Like, you can embed the calendar in your website. You can send them a link. You can have an intake questionnaire. You can take payments through Acuity. You can do recurring payments through Acuity. You have client profiles. You have different sessions. You can create packages. You can create coupons. Like, Acuity has been one of the best investments that I've ever made. I will pay for Acuity forever and ever as long as they stay as amazing as they are. But there are other options, right? Like you can try out Calendly and there's free options, whatever. Just go get yourself a scheduling system if you don't have one. Let's see. Diana says, I believe in niching down comes naturally. Yes, niching down does come naturally. How do you get to call someone? I always wonder about that. Tell me a little bit more about that, because I don't think I understand the question. How do you book a call with someone? Like, how do you get someone on the phone? Or like, just give me more a little bit of a background to that question. Angelica, I do have a program. Beautiful. I'm not getting calls though. Beautiful. We're going to talk about that. And I have a scheduling system. Amazing. And then me too. I love Acuity. Perfect. Okay. So what is next? So we have clarity, a program, a scheduling system. Now we need content and visibility. Okay. Business has always been and will always be forever and ever and ever and ever. It will always be about connections. I don't know if I said this, but I come from a long line of entrepreneurs. My great-great-grandpa was an entrepreneur. My grandpa was an entrepreneur. Like my dad is an entrepreneur. My mom is an entrepreneur. Like we are all business owners. I have competed in business competitions, written professional business plans. Like business is in my DNA. And remember how I told you I'm really good at making complicated things simple? This is the most I can ever simplify business for you. Business is all about connections, relationships, and trust. That's it. That's it. Forget about the funnel. Forget about the video. Forget about the content. Forget about everything. If you can focus on building connections, relationships, and trust, your business will grow. Period. You know? So when I go into killer and content strategy, why is content so important in the online world? Like, tell me why you think it's important. I'm going to give you guys a few seconds. Like, why is content and visibility so important in the online world? Because I feel like sometimes we overcomplicate it, right? Like we need to write the perfect piece of content and we need to figure out where to show up and, you know, what times are people online and blah, 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 blah. And we kind of lose the essence of what content and visibility is made for. And content and visibility, should I say it now or should I give you guys a few more seconds? Okay, I'm just going to say it. Content and visibility are a way for you to build connections, relationships, and trust. That's it. That's it. If you're ever wondering, like, what should I say? What should I write? Where should I show up? Here's what I want you to think about. Like, what is the best way for me to build connections, relationships, and trust? So, like, where should I show up? Gee, I don't know. What places do I feel like I would build the most relationships in? Where are my ideal clients? What should I write about? How can you create a connection with what you're writing, right? Like, how can you make your client feel like, wow, she gets me. Wow, she really knows what I'm going through. How can you connect with them, right? Like if you're promoting, let's say you're writing a sales post or a promotional post, like how can you connect with them? It's not just like, let me have the best copy and the best program and just post this here. It's like, how can I connect through my content, okay? Content can be blogs, posts, videos, live streams. Like there's so many pieces of content that you can create. Freebies, PDF, checklists, emails, like all of that is content. So like how can I use these tools to connect with my clients? And if you can look at content and visibility, right, like that, everything is simplified. Everything is simplified. You're just constantly wondering, how can I connect and relate and build trust with my ideal clients? That's it. If you had a local business, you would be going to networking events. You would be helping out your clients when they walk into your store. You would be sending out like post things in the mail. Like that's how you connect with your ideal clients. And that's the whole idea of content and visibility. Like stay top of mind and make sure that they're trusting you more and more and more. Something else I want to say about the online world, one big thing that we're always trying to do is get people who have never heard from us to hear from us and turn them into what they call a warm lead. This is super basic terms. You guys may have heard it before, but so many people, like for example, like they try launching to a cold audience that have never heard from them before. And it's just so important to do things like this, right? Like do trainings, do free things, connect with your people, have a constant visibility strategy, create consistent content so that everyone who's following you knows you. They know your energy. They know what you do. They relate to you. They trust you. And when you put out that offer, they want to take action. Okay. So that's the main thing I want you to keep in mind with content and visibility. So Diana says, yes, when you start out and know nobody, how do you get to have someone at the phone? Okay, beautiful. I'm going to get back to this question because I'm going to talk a little bit about discovery calls. And then I think it's Beatty. Let me know if I'm saying your name right, but Beatty, you say, what do you do at the discovery call? Is it to learn more about the client or the client to know more about you? Awesome. So I have 2 discovery call questions. I'm going to dive all into discovery calls. They are one of my favorite things to talk about. So I'm going to dive really deep into like what to say, what to do, how to do them, how to get people on the phone when you're starting out and things like that. Okay. Oh my God, I lost my slide. Okay, so content and visibility. So content and visibility is also a way of promoting, okay, getting people on the call and things like that. What is our main purpose with content and visibility? And there's 2 more steps, okay? So after, like right now, I want to talk a little bit about community growth, and then I want to talk about sales, which obviously a big part of that is discovery calls. So don't worry, we're about to get there. So when we're starting out, we want to start growing our community. I really don't care what type of community you grow. I don't care if you grow an email list. I don't care if you grow an Instagram following. I don't care if you grow a Facebook group. I don't care if you grow on Twitter or Tumblr. I really do not care. You just need to grow somewhere and connect with your people there. A big mistake that most people do is to try to grow all the platforms and all the places at once. It is a lot of work and time and energy to grow and nurture a community. So I much rather see you grow and nurture one community really well, get that community converting really well, and then move up. I have been in business for over 5 years, guys. My main place has been my Facebook group. So like Facebook is my #1 platform, and I am just getting into Instagram. Like I've been doing it a little bit, like I post here and there, but it really wasn't something that I paid too much attention to. But I am finally mastering monetizing my own Instagram. Now, I know every platform, right? Like I know how to use Pinterest, I know how to use LinkedIn, I know most platforms. I don't want to say every, but I know how to use them all so that I can help my clients with them because all of my clients have different strategies. However, in my business, this is just now I'm expanding into a different platform, right? Like, and when I first started out, I didn't have an email list. I only had a Facebook group, and then I went from Facebook group to email list, and then from Facebook group and email list to Instagram. Like, you want to really learn how to leverage what you're growing, and that's how you're going to make more sales. You're going to make so many more sales if you have a group that you're really showing up for, and you're connecting with your people and you're selling to them and things like that, than if you're trying to grow all your social media channels and you're just like doing a half-assed job, right? Like, it's just not going to work as well because, again, going back to my original point, business is all about connections, relationships, and trust. So if you're like doing a little bit of Twitter here and a little bit of email marketing here and a little bit of Facebook here, you're not really going all in and building that relationship and trust with your people. So content and visibility will serve you really, really well to start promoting your communities, to start promoting your freebies, to start growing your Facebook group, to start making connections. And as you do that, you need to sell. Okay? We have a program. We have to sell. If you want to make money, you need to sell. This is such a scary point for so many people to actually put your program or product out there. So many people have come to me with thousands and thousands of followers, like on Instagram or on Facebook or whatever, but they just don't sell. They're like, I'm not making the money I want. And I'm like, okay, so what are you selling? How often are you selling it? And they're like, yeah, like I promoted it like 3 weeks ago. Not enough. Think about a brick and mortar business. They're selling every day, right? Like a bakery, a shoe store, a mall. They're opened every day for business. Every day they're promoting. Every day you see the same. I said this last week and people were freaking out, but it's like, if you feel like you're promoting and selling too much, think about how many times you've seen the same Geico commercial. Right? Like, and someone commented and they're like, and she's like, yeah, they got me to switch over because I've seen it so much. But selling is such a big part of generating success in your business. And so many of us get stuck in like the idea that if you sell, you're pushy. If you sell, people are going to get annoyed at you. If you sell this and you sell that, we have to sell in a way that feels good to us, but we have to nonetheless sell. Okay? As coaches, consultants, or service-based entrepreneurs, one of my favorite ways to sell is through discovery calls, which I told you guys we were going to get to. If you've been following me for a while, you know I talk about discovery calls all the time. I have a discovery call accelerator. I have a discovery call bundle. I teach discovery calls to my clients. Like, it's such a big thing for me because if we go back to my original point, business is all about connections and relationships, and there's no easier, faster, and quicker way to build a relationship through a call, right? Like, content is great, emails are great, they work, but nothing works faster when you're starting out than having really good, heartfelt, intuitive, fun discovery calls. Those convert really, really, really well if you do them right. If and only if you do them right. So I'm going to go back to the questions just to make sure I answer them. So, okay, I'm focusing on building connections. Hi, Jaritza. I'm so happy that you're here. Diana, because otherwise we feel like being a bottle sent in the ocean, chances to be found are almost zero. Yes, they are made to build trust. What to charge and what to include. You said you're always there for your clients. Is there no limit? Good question. I'm going to get to that too. Yes, you got my name right. Beautiful. Hi, Zam. Welcome. And Yuritsa says true. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the discovery call questions before I miss them. Okay. When you start out and nobody knows you, how do you have someone to get on the phone? How do you get someone to hop on the phone? The first thing I want to explain here is there are 3 types of calls, or I like to teach that there are 3 types of calls. So there are strategy calls, there are connection calls, and then there are discovery calls. Okay, so strategy calls is typically a call where you're like, hey, let's hop on the phone so I can help you with this, you know? And at the end of the call, if you feel like you guys are a good fit, you talk about potentially working together. So in a strategy call, you help them with some type of strategy. Let's hop on a call so I can tell you 5 foods that are probably hurting your stomach or your gut health. Let's hop on the phone and figure out what's one thing that you can do to lose 5 pounds this week. Let's hop on the phone and brainstorm 5 content ideas for your business that will help you book more clients, right? So like you're giving them some value. These calls are really good when you're just starting out. Like if you are just starting out, promoting strategy calls where you're offering something in return for their time works really well, because if you're starting out, people don't know you. So giving a little bit more is really, really helpful. Now, when it comes to strategy calls, you want to make sure that you stay on topic. When you're promoting them, you want to make sure that you're very clear as to what you're doing. So like something I do before I run my discovery call accelerator is I do discovery call assessments. So the whole point of the call is to go over 10 things that you need to do to book more discovery calls and help you figure out which of these things you need to focus on the most, right? So I'm very focused on that. And if I get asked a whole bunch of questions, I say, you know, I'd love to go there, but we really don't have time for that. I'm going to leave you with a list of things to do. And then if you want to talk a little bit more about that, we can talk about my discovery call accelerator or other programs or whatever. That's the whole beauty of the strategy call, is that people are more likely to book one because you're getting something in exchange, but your job is to stay on point and on track so that you're offering that specific value. And then in return, you're potentially talking about working together. So strategy calls work really well when you're just starting out. Connection calls is just kind of like networking. Like I like to say, like if you have a local business, you're probably going to go to networking events, or you're going to talk to people at Publix and let them know what you have. That's what a connection call is, right? Like who you are, what you do, can we help each other? Let me get to know you a little bit more. Let's build relationships, maybe friendships and things like that. So many beautiful things can come from connection calls, but they're not like results driven. They're more like connection driven. And then we have discovery calls, which is what we all want to get to, which is when the person knows you, they've seen you, they followed you, they trust you, and they want to work with you. They've seen your program. They may just want to ask a few questions, or they may just not be 100% sure, but they want to work with you. They had the thought of like, I would like to work with them. And that's where a discovery call comes in, where you guys hop on the phone, and the whole purpose of it is that you guys get to know each other. You get to see if she's a good fit for your program. She gets to see if you're a good fit for her as a coach, or him. And you ask questions like, what do you want to achieve? Why do you reach out for support? Why is this important to you? Where do you see yourself in 3 months, right? Like it's more of like a sales conversation. And then if an objection comes up, you handle the objection. Like if they're scared that they don't have enough time to work out, then you get to walk them through that process. And it's more sales driven, right? Like it's more like, are we a good fit? What's coming up for you? Is this going to work for me? Is this going to work for you? And if so, now let's move on. Okay. Discovery calls are the best, but when we're starting out, we may need to give a little bit of value, right? So how do we get people on this calls? We build relationships. So you either build relationships through your content, okay, or you build relationship through like personal conversations. So you're pitching the discovery calls on sales posts. You're telling people, or strategy calls, whichever you decide to do. You're telling people to hop on the phone. When people join your group, for example, you're welcoming them into the group, getting to know them, getting to know their struggles a little bit. And if they're struggling with something that you can help them through your strategy call, you offer the strategy call, right? Like so many times, we're not booking calls because we're not pitching the calls. We're not letting people know that the calls are available for them. So how do you get calls? You just ask. It's going to feel really uncomfortable at first. But you have to ask. If you don't ask, you're not going to get the call. If you don't ask, you're not going to get the sale. If you don't ask, you're not going to get the community growth. You have to get comfortable with asking. Whether that's you do a live stream and you tell people to hop on the call, whether that is you personal message someone and connect with them and get them, like ask them if they want to hop on a call, whether that is sending out an email and letting them know that you have this call available. You just have to ask. I don't care if you're starting out or if you're not. The point is that everyone needs to ask. And I think what happens when you're starting out is that you don't have that much credibility, so you have to work a little harder for it, and that's okay, right? Like that's part of the process. You have to get to know your people a little more. You have to have more conversations with them, offer a little bit more value, and that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I hear some coaches be like, I don't hop on calls, and that's totally fine, right? Like not everyone needs to do calls. In my experience, they work amazing for me, for my clients, for everyone. So Diana, I hope that answers your question. Now I'm gonna move on to Beatty. And she says, what do you do at the discovery call? Which I just explained. You ask a ton of questions. Where do you want to go? What are you struggling with? What made you reach out for support? What questions do you have? Do you want to talk about how we can move forward together? How do you find me? What are the things that you want to achieve? So like that's a discovery call where they're like, they see your program and they're interested in working with you. And then the next question, is it to learn more about the client or for the client to know more about you? Both. Always both. A discovery call, even a strategy call, goes both ways. It's always for you to see if they're a good fit, if you can help them, if they would work really well in your program. And it's also for them to see if they feel good with you, if you have what they want, if they connect with you. Like, I think it's both. I think so many times we feel like, oh my God, I have a discovery call. I hope the client hires me. And we forget that they also get to work with us, right? Like, we also are on that call so that we get to see we even want to work with them, right? Like, and that it's not to be cocky, but it's also to put less pressure on the fact that the call is just for them to determine if they're going to say yes or no. The call is for both of you. Both of you are getting to know each other, exploring each other's personalities and strengths and weaknesses and struggles and desires and things like that, so that if you guys are a good fit, you can move forward together, let her know what the next steps are, and get her signed up for your program. Okay, so I'm focusing on building connections and trust. Beautiful. I love that. Let's see. So Angelica says they're made to build trust. Perfect. That's exactly what content and visibility are for. What do you charge and what to include? What to charge and what to include? You said you're always there for your clients. Is there no limit? I wonder if I should answer this or after. Well, I think we're good. Okay, so what to charge? It depends. It depends. So it depends on your experience, your expertise, your confidence level, what you're serving, who your ideal client is, the format of what you're doing, right? I think pricing is such a personal decision. My take on this, which again is completely different to what most business coaches say, my take on this is I much rather see you charge something that you're confident with, that it stretches you a little bit, but you're confident with it so that you're converting, right? So that you're converting and building confidence in your business, because you can always raise your prices. I don't want you to undervalue yourself or undercharge yourself, but like, if you're not comfortable charging like premium high coaching prices, if you're like not okay with saying the word $4,500, then let's not go for that, right? Like, let's go for something that's true to you, something that feels good to you, that stretches you a little bit, but it feels good to you. Something that you can do here is do a little bit of a competitive analysis and see what other people are charging. But I always say, like, don't pay too much attention to it, because pricing is personal. Pricing is based on you. Pricing is based on your product. Pricing is based on your experience, your expertise, your education, your client results, and things like that. So forget about like really diving into like what other people are doing, and ask yourself, like, what do I feel like it's a good price for this right now, right? Like, based on like the stage that I'm in, what do I feel confident with, but also what's a number that I can stretch myself a little bit. And then I say that I'm always there for my clients. Is there no limit? Yes, I do unlimited Voxer chat, so we're constantly chatting with each other and sending each other voice notes, and I do unlimited copy and work review. My contract legally says Monday through Friday, with an expectancy of 24 hours for responses and 48 hours for reviews. But really, you can ask all of my clients. I'm constantly communicating with them over the weekends all the time. Like, just legally, I want to make sure that if I'm busy and I don't reply, I'm sticking to like some type of ground rules. But mostly I love my clients. I only work with like 8 of them at a time max, so I'm just always available for them. Okay, so Diana said, I'm good in connection calls. I just meet in 30 minutes, any person connection call. Beautiful. And connection calls can also turn into clients, right? Like, the thing is that you don't want to go into it expecting a client, because that's when it feels like pushy and iffy and uncomfortable. You want to go into a connection call to connect. And if it feels good, you can take that person to your email list or your group, or even ask her what she thinks about you guys talking about working together, but only if it feels good. You don't want to go into it with the mindset that this call is to convert and close a sale or whatever. Dorita says, I have to leave. There's going to be a replay. Yes, there will be a replay, so you don't have to worry. Just a quick reminder, after the live stream is done, just give me like 2 minutes. I'm going to make this public, and if you share it, you will be entered for a chance to win a one-on-one coaching session with me, and we're going to go all in your business. Okay, guys. So going back to the process, to the strategies. I'm just going to do a little recap for you guys. So clarity, a program, product, or service, a scheduling system, content and visibility, community growth, and actually asking for the sale. Creating more sales posts, asking people to hop on your calls, making more connections that turn into conversions. Do not be afraid to sell. Selling is serving. There are people who really need what you have to offer, and because you're afraid of selling, you're not finding them. And you know what? Here's the beautiful thing. Most of the time, you're not afraid of selling. Most of the time, you're afraid of rejection. Think about that for a second. Like, a lot of us say, like, oh, it's easy, it's pushy, it's scary, it's uncomfortable, blah, 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 blah. But really, it's not the sell itself. It's the rejection. It's the making a sales post and having crickets. It's the asking someone on Messenger to hop on a call and having no response. It's the hopping on a call and then having someone say no. That's what we really most of the time are afraid of. You know, and as entrepreneurs, we really need to get comfortable with rejection. It's part of life. It's part of the career path that we're choosing. There are gorgeous, beautiful things that are ahead of us. 5-figure months, 6-figure businesses, amazing clients, fun, freedom, flexibility. But there are also uncomfortable things that are coming, like rejection being one of them, right? Like things not working out all the time. It's just part of the process. And for me to sit here and be like, everything at all times, it's butterfly and rainbows, it's a disservice to you. It's a disservice to let you know that there's not going to be rough times. It's a disservice to not tell you how it really is, right? Like, and rejection is part of it, and it's uncomfortable. And after 5 years of doing this and getting rejected many, many, many times, and knowing that it always works out some way, it's still not the best, most exciting thing for me, right? But now I have a different mindset. Now I think of rejection as like, amazing, next. This is the stepping stone to that aligned client who's going to work with me. It's going to do the work, and it's going to get amazing results, and it's going to give me an amazing testimonial, and I'm going to wake up excited to work with them. Actually, I haven't had many difficult clients, but I've had 2 negative client experiences last year. Out of 5 years of being in business, I've had 2 negative client experiences that I did not enjoy at all. And I'm not going to go into details, but those experiences were such a blessing to me because it really made me feel like, whoa, every time we get a no, every time we get a rejection, every time that we get ignored or ghosted or whatever, to me now, it's just saving me from a difficult client that I'm not going to enjoy working with. I am in love and obsessed with all of my clients, and that's what I want to feel all of the time. So if you get a no, just look at it that way, right? Like, it's not meant to be, right? It's not meant to be. If not this, something better. Write this down. If not this, something better. If not this, something better. And I mean, it took me a while to really let that belief sink in, but at least you know that that's where you want to work your way up to. So a few little business pointers here that I think are super important. Hi, Cindy, welcome. Market research is really, really important, but so is intuition. Okay, I have like different nail colors. Can you guys see? So market research is really important to know what your people want and what you can offer for them, but also intuition is important. So sometimes those two are not going to align. Sometimes your market research is going to tell you no, and your intuition is going to tell you yes. And that's okay. I honestly think your intuition is more important than market research, because there's so many variables for market research too, right? Like, are you getting the right people on the phone? Are you asking the right questions? Are they tired? Are they even giving you the right answers? So like, I wouldn't really trust market research as much as you trust your intuition for pricing, for creating a program, for launching, for growing your community. Like, I really need you to go back to the place of self-trust of like, what feels good to me, and go with that. So many times we lose that essence, and that is the thing that's going to help you grow exponentially. When we can trust ourselves, when we can trust our desires, when we can trust our intuition, when we can trust our vision, when we can trust that more and more and more and more, we're going to take more action and our business is going to grow exponentially. When it comes to content, something I didn't mention is create it strategically, right? Like, and this doesn't need to be overcomplicated again. Just think about the end result. Reverse engineer. Like, completely reverse engineer in the sense of like, what am I trying to sell? What am I trying to achieve? What is the intention with this content? And then based off that, create it, right? So like, if you're trying to sell your discovery call accelerator, which I'm probably going to sell soon now that I keep talking about it. If you're trying to sell your discovery call accelerator, what do your people need to know about discovery calls, right? Like, think, reverse engineer. Like, what objections could they have about discovery calls? What fears could they have? What things do they need to learn? So that they see all of that content, and then when you have a sales post or when you do a video or when you reach out to them, they've been seeing all of that and you've been priming them for what's coming. So strategy doesn't have to be complicated. Just kind of like reverse engineer with your content and visibility. Another thing, guys, focus on one project at the time. Especially if you're starting out, even if you're early stages, if you're not like a advanced season and have some support, just focus on one thing at the time first, because we really want to get into the habit of completion, meaning getting an idea, putting it out there, taking action, and completing it all the way through. And the best way and easiest way to do that is when we're focused on one thing, because when we have so many things going on, we kind of like subconsciously drop the projects and we never finish them, and not finishing them will keep us stuck. Now, with all of the steps that I gave you, consistency is key. You will hear me, if you're going to stick around the line of new coaches, you will hear me say this a million times. You need consistency. Posting one time is not enough. Pitching one time is not enough. One discovery call is not enough. One live stream is not enough. You need to be consistent. Okay, if you want a consistent business, if you want consistent income, if you want consistent clients, you need to take consistent action. That's it. That's it in the sense of like, it's really that simple. I mean, think about, I always like to give analogies. Like, think about like your favorite store. Imagine if one Monday they opened and then the next one they didn't, and then one Tuesday they open at 5 p.m. and then the next Wednesday they open at 10 a.m. Like, you'd be like, I'm not even going to go there because are they even open? Like, what are they doing? And it's kind of like the same with your online business, right? Like, people want to work with people they can trust. And the way for them to trust you is for them to see you have a consistent business. Now, this is going to be different for everyone. Consistency for one person will be like 5 live streams a week, and for another person will be 1 live stream a week. It really depends. But the point is, you need to figure out what your consistency is and stick to that, okay? Focus on one social media platform at first. Figure out where your ideal clients are and hang out there. And another tip I want to give you in this training is have 3 non-negotiables per day, okay? So like, my 3 non-negotiables are support my clients, market myself, and pitch something daily, right? Those are a little bit uncomfortable sometimes, but support my clients, they're my number one thing. Number one, you know, like, I would stop marketing myself to make sure that my clients are okay. Market myself, it's my number 2 thing. Like, I have to put my business out there if I want it to grow. And then pitch something. It could be pitch to a podcast. It could be pitch to someone to join my group. It could be pitch my freebie. It could be pitch a service. But that's part of my 3 non-negotiables. So I want you to work on 3 non-negotiables that get your business out there. I don't want you to say like, work on my website, non-negotiable number 1, because that is behind the scenes work. That is stuff that it's not moving your business forward. Okay, I need you to have 3 non-negotiables that are scary and help you get your business out there and help you grow your community and help you get more sales calls and discovery calls. That's what I need. Okay, external execution on your business. Not even what I need. That's what you guys need, right? Like, That is what will help you grow your business. When you're actually out there, when you get invisible, when you're making connections, when you're letting people know that you exist, when you're establishing your credibility as an expert, and so on. Okay? Okay, so what is the secret that most business coaches are not telling you? We're going to go there. So Diana says, my favorite part, intuition. Oh, mine too. But I really have to go now. My connection call. I'll finish listening to the replay. Okay, beautiful. Just come back to the replay. Talina, I'm finally here on vacation, riding my bike, but couldn't wait to catch you. So happy that you're here. Awesome. So happy you caught me live. Beautiful. Okay, so let's wrap this up really quick. What is the number one thing that most business coaches are not teaching you that is super important for you to know? I told you guys this was the time where I was going to get real. And I'm just going to tell you the truth. Like, I need you to ask yourself, like, do I really want this? Do I really want to build a business? Do I want that freedom and flexibility and income and things like that? But also, am I willing to put in the work, energy, and effort? Because here's the secret. Most people, because they're marketing amazingly, they're not going to show you the behind the scenes of growing a business. They're going to tell you how magical and beautiful and how easy it is and all the potential things that you can get from it and blah, 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 blah. That's amazing. That's marketing, and it is what it is, right? Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But I need you to know, as a business coach, I need you to know that this shit will get hard sometimes, right? Like, business, at some points, it's harder than other times. Sometimes it's amazing. Sometimes I go on vacation, I'm booking clients, it's so easy, I'm making money, like my life is beautiful. And then there are times where I call my boyfriend crying and I'm like, oh my God, I am so overwhelmed. And that is just part of the journey. And I need you to know that, right? Like, people are lying to you, telling you that it's all rainbows and butterflies. It is not true. It is mostly rainbows and butterflies, but also some stormy days. Like, that is normal. And if you have a bad day, if you're not feeling good sometimes, I need you to know that that is part of the process. You don't have to make yourself feel wrong for it. You don't have to feel like a failure. You don't have to feel like an imposter. Everyone has refunds. Everyone has a difficult client here and there. Everyone has a launch that flopped. Everyone has posts that don't get likes or comments or whatever, right? Like, it's part of growing a business. And most people in business coaches are not talking about the reality. And that's the secret. The secret is to know that it will be a little hard sometimes, that it will require energy and effort and consistency and ups and downs. And we need to work hard for our success, period. No one else can work hard for us. You know, like, you can buy all the courses, you can do all the things, but if you're not willing to put in the right work, then it's not going to work, you know. And there's actually research, I can't remember where it's from, but there's actually research that says that if you go into something knowing that it's going to be hard, you're so much more likely to succeed than if you go into it thinking that it's going to be easy. So this research was actually, I think, related to weight loss, where it's like, if you think that losing weight is going to be easy, chances are that you're not going to make it happen, because when it gets hard, you want to quit, because you think like, oh, it's easy, so if it gets hard, it means I shouldn't be doing it. So that's why I'm